Lovely ladies. First of all, I want to thank you for being willing to take part in this event and celebrate our history as women through the biblical history. Um, so this video is just a quick guide into how to go about practicing your monologue, and I know that some of you have already written your monologues, so this will help you to kind of think about it in a slightly different way in order to perform it. And for those who haven't written your monologues yet, this will be helpful in getting started with doing so. So I want to talk a little bit about the difference between performing something and then just reading something out loud. I know some of you guys have poems or like spoken word that you are doing based on your on the female character of the Bible. But when you're performing a monologue, you have to watch out for a couple of different things. So I'm going to email you this in a file just so you can have like a visual of the questions that you should be thinking about as you prepare for the event. So the first question is, what is your character's objective? Okay, are you choosing to embody that character? Are you going to be Deborah speaking? Are you going to be Mary speaking? Or are you going to be yourself addressing that woman? So what is your objective with the monologue? What kind of message do you want to convey? What kind of message does that female character communicate to you, right? And then who is she addressing, you know? Try to think beyond the audience that is right there. Obviously, you're addressing the audience, but is Eve addressing Adam? Is Deborah addressing Barak? Is your character addressing herself, you know? Is she talking to you? Is that some kind of dialogue that you've imagined that she would have with you? So keep that in mind as you practice your monologue. If available, try to gather the character's given circumstances. So the given circumstances are hints in the text that give you an idea of who that person is. So, for example, if you are doing Martha, right, what are the Bible passages that kind of reveal the character Martha had, what kind of person she was, and you would want to try and incorporate that. What is the character's location and situation? So if you are choosing to be Tamar, right, and you are trying to still stay in the family of Judah, your father-in-law, and you're having to pretend you're a prostitute or whatnot. So what kind of location would she be speaking from, and what is her situation surrounding the monologue? And then how you relate the past to present circumstances, right? So the point of this exercise is to get you guys thinking about what those women represented in the time they were living, but also what do they represent now for us as women and for other women as well. What kind of message do you think they would communicate if they were standing in front of us right now? So these are some questions that will help you guide through either writing your monologue or revisiting the writing that you have. And then as to embodying the part, that has some elements to it as well. So, for example, if possible, conduct some research as to how your character has been perceived throughout history. If you have the time to do that, it would be great because it would give you, it would place you within the history of that character, you know, and how other women have perceived her, how men have perceived her to be. So I'm doing my monologue on Bathsheba. So a a lot of people have had different opinions on what kind of woman Bathsheba is. A lot of people have seen her as the mistress, other people have seen her as the victim of abuse of power and all these things. So having that idea, like that knowledge of how people have perceived your character, it will help you on how to on what to focus your monologue on, and how to embody that character appropriately. Something that helps is to write stage directions in your monologue or in your piece of writing. What I mean by this is, for example, if there's a line where you want to stop and look somewhere, put that in parentheses right after the line where you want to do that. So that will give you a lot of direction on how to move around the stage, and help you be conscious about your character's body movements and how she would communicate with her body language the message you want to convey. Try saying your monologue with your eyes closed. That kind of helps with voice, because you don't have a visual stimulus, so you need to kind of base your intonation and your voice on the word, like by feeling the words, right? You don't have distractions with your eyes closed, and that will give you more of a platform to explore different pacing and different intonations and all that. Use the moment to express the past. What I mean by that is, a lot of these stories are set in the past, but a monologue is much more than just retelling the past. It's about using the place you're in, your movements, and your voice, which is a present thing, to express that past. So what elements in your surroundings are you going to use to express that message? And lastly, we would like you to select a costume that reflects the message you want to communicate. So what kind of, and that would just help you to embody the character a little bit more and really internalize the message, which is ultimately what we want you guys to do, to explore these Bible passages in a way that will make them meaningful to you and relevant for your journey, so choosing a costume helps in that, and it will also create an awesome effect on stage when you actually perform. This will probably happen in Schumann, so we don't really have a stage there, but the place will be set up in a way that will be convenient for our performances. So that's pretty much it. If you have any other questions, please shoot me an email. We'll be trying to walk with you guys as we prepare for the event. And that's it. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.